Hey YouTube, welcome to my new segment. This is going to be called Soaring to the Top with Blackwings. In this segment we're going to discuss building the Blackwings. Alright, first off I have my main deck, my extra deck, and my side deck here. Alright, I'm going to show you the main deck first. I apologize if these segments are a little bit longer, but it's to explain some reasons behind the build. I used Blackwings for a long time. People say I have an odd knack with them. I just didn't like it because everybody was running them, but I decided to go back to them and play them a bit. This is the current build. It may change. I haven't yet got a Zephyrus or a Kochi the Daybreak, and you will see more discussion about that when I do. Without further ado though, here's the deck. Okay, I'm only running 2 Sirocco, because he can clog the hand a lot, and you want to be able to play your summons and get your outs. He's good at 2. Like, I'm happy with him as that. 3 Shura, I've had people tell me that there's no reason to run him because of K-Loot being at 1. I completely and utterly disagree. Shura is an amazing card. Nonetheless, it will drag anything lower, and I'll show you why. He's a good card here soon. Okay, 3 Bora. That's just staple for Blackwings. 3 Blizzard, because you have the room now since K-Loot's gone. And there he is, 1 K-Loot, 1 Gal, and then 2 Vayu. Okay. 1 Fane, because Fane's actually good. You can pump, if you get him and Sirocco on the field, you can OTK your opponent. 1 Maestro. Okay, my text, 1 Koragarshi. This guy is good. Do not underestimate him. He's like the Mech Lords. And if you perform a Synchro Summon with him, that Synchro Summon is treated kind of like Super Poly is. They cannot respond. Okay, 1 healing the Tengu Wind. The reason he's in here is because he kind of works like a secondary Gores, and you can get a Synchro Summon off of him if he's in your graveyard. And he can be drugged by Shura. And I think that's something people forget, is that he has 0 attack points. So if you run over something with him, you just drag him out in defense mode, and he just chills out there and waits to be Synchro Summoned, and waits to go to the graveyard. And he's an Icarus a target. Instead of having to waste your Armor Master or whatever, you drag him, set Icarus, pop their back rows, and then go to town. Okay, Gores, and then Dark Arm Dragon. Dark Arm Dragon is amazing, and I'll explain why. With a simple play I make, that just, it racks. Okay, 1 cards for Black Feathers, that's pretty staple. And the Lure of Darkness, a Black Whirlwind, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, 2 MST, and then there's a Giant Trunade. Okay, Traps, 3-dimensional prisons. These things are amazing cards. You know how to underestimate them. Any Blackwing player should run 3 of them. 2 Icarus attack, 2 Bottomless, 1 Torrential, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Delta Crow to replace that 3rd Icarus that was gone. Okay, extra deck. 1 Decisive Armor. This is good in case you get in level 10 plays, because when test playing the deck I did. So it's good to have something to synchro in instead of leaving your weaker guys out. Okay, 1 Trishula, obvious. This is what, I'll actually explain why this is really good in the deck with Dark Arm Dragon. Okay, Silverwind, Scrap Dragon. This is a tech because people at my locals, there's a guy that decided to run old school Chainlink Burn. And I know Lifestream Dragon would be the superior choice, but that takes 2 slots up, he takes 1. So he's a little less effective than Lifestream, but on that same token, he's there and he can help. Okay, Thought Roller, Dark End, because you run like all darks. So kind of obvious. Stardust, Armor Master, Black Rose, Gaia Knight, Bryonic, 2 Armed Wings, and Catastor. Okay, sorry there's a fly flying around. Okay, side deck. This is subject to change a bit, but this is how it is currently. 3 DD Crow, and their retro pink cases that I got them in. Okay, 3 Puppet Plant, because I hate Sam's. 2 Electric Virus, because it takes over dragons and machines, so it's good against the Machina matchup and good against, you know, Dragoonides, which is funny against Dragoonides. More 6 Sam hate. Plant hate. Which I'm thinking about dropping a kinetic soldier to put in a 3rd nobleman since I got the puppet plants. 2 debunks just to stop gores and anything that might be activating from the hand. It's just a good typical side card and a 1 chain disappearance. Okay, and then my sexy Ojima tokens. Just so you guys get to look at the men and thawns. Sorry, that when I summon Gorse, I summoned one of those out. It's kind of funny. Okay, now back to the reason this is good, alright? Trishula in this deck may really surprise you because your field can look like that in an instant, especially with the way the game's playing today. Okay? If Dark Arm Dragon is in your hand, you need one simple play to do this. You need to summon him, okay, and have a Bora in hand or search him with Whirlwind. Alright? You simply swing over, okay, and you drag out Vayu. You sink for 9 after you make your battle plays, and you eliminate their cards. Okay, you have 3 darks in the graveyard and can summon Dark Arm Dragon like that. And this can be done turn 1. That is a powerful move, and if you've got a way to set up to make sure that your guys are protected, you're probably going to take the game early. So, I mean, that's something that I think a lot of people are underestimating, and this play happens a little bit more often than I think people give it credit for. So, I mean, that's Blackwing's new power play. Likewise, I honestly believe that Blackwings have to be played differently. Like, everyone is afraid to summon this guy to the field. I can tell you that summoning him is not a bad thing. Because if you manage to get him onto the field, let's say you have Shura living for 2 turns, he swings, he drags out Vayu, and you leave Vayu and lay Icarus attack, but they don't respond, and you summon him, you can get into a level 8 Stardust play, and that Stardust play might be more important, or Scrap Dragon, than using your Blackwing. People need to not be afraid to use up their resources a little bit to get the advantage. And I think too many people are. Like, they want to hang on to him for dear life because they're protecting their Blackwing. Yeah, that's good, but it's only good if it's going to keep you ahead. If it's not going to keep you ahead, then you want to get rid of him. And you need to look at your field and pay attention. This is why people say I'm a superior Blackwing player, because I'm not afraid to make moves like that. He's still a level 3 Blackwing, and he still adds to the ability for tuning. I mean, you can even drag him back to make Catastor or Hyper Librarian when it comes out, and the deck is going to be ridiculous then. The second thing to consider, likewise, to some tech ideas. Hewlin is not only a great guy to drag with Shura, but if you run 2 of him when Exceeds come out, he'll make you your rank 5s. And you can get that Protector of the Founders, Genesis, or whatever it is. Or, you know, and that other Armageddon guy. I can't even remember his name. But they're very good Exceeds from what I understand. And if you play Blackwings right, you can make an Exceed deck along with a Synchro deck. So those are just some things to consider. Or even getting him and Sirocco out. I mean, they're really good plays. So I wouldn't underestimate Blackwings quite yet. They're far from dead. And I just figured you guys might enjoy this little segment on the deck itself and so on. I don't know if you guys will like this, hate it, whatever. Think I'm a newbie or whatever, but I win games with Blackwings, and I play atypically, and that's what gets me there. Because I use what moves are good out there. I don't usually use what's popular or what's needed. I use what wins. And that's the big difference. So if you guys liked it, let me know. We'll be continuing these segments. I'll be going over more combos later on with the deck and more techs. Think of this kind of like, you know, Robbie Cole's re-innovating the gadget. This is going to be my segment. Likewise, hopefully, my girlfriend, say hi, honey.
Hi.
Will be doing her segment on Dragoonities and giving her thoughts. and hopefully you guys like that. So, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. And ZeroMagnumX out. Peace, YouTube.